a little bit, but I want to turn our attention to, I'm a moment guy. I just try to live in the moment. I think, and I picked up this book by Chip Heath and Dan Heath a couple, I don't know, a month or so ago maybe. It's called The Power of Moments. And they just go through these different business, and there's some education things in there too, but different scenarios, and they kind of highlight how people have made those moments. But here's the quote I want to have us think about, and I want people just to put some thought into. What if we didn't just remember the defining moments of our lives, but made them? We can be designers of moments that deliver elevation and insight and pride and connection. These extraordinary minutes and hours and days, they are what make life meaningful, and they are ours to create. And I have started to maybe look at that more now, leadership-wise, as trying to create moments for our coaches and our directors, and then to create moments for our kids, and not let those moments go by where we don't celebrate them. And I think, again, we've talked about this before, how once we get going again, we're excited to get going in the fall, but let's not lose sight of where we've been, and let's enjoy these moments. And I think that's what made maybe summer so special in a lot of ways, was just watching our kids on the field and watching them be with each other, and watching our coaches celebrate with them and struggle with them and do all that. But at the end of the day, I know I told more than one kid this summer, I said they were frustrated, or what. Just appreciate the fact, the opportunity that you have right now. And spring sports didn't have it. There's other kids in other states not having this opportunity. Just enjoy the opportunity you have. But again, I think just making sure we are looking to create moments for our kids and moments for our people to connect, to grow, to learn, to love. I'm just always on the lookout for that now. And this book really brought it to light for me a lot more, just on ways to create moments. So I guess that's my challenge to us today as we kind of leave. But I'll leave it up to, Steve, any thoughts on that when you think about moments? You've obviously created a lot of those at Millard South for your kids in a lot of very positive, extraordinary ways. So thoughts on that quote at all?
Well, first of all, if people have not read that book, they need to read it, because it is fantastic. And it's one of those that you just stop midway through and start writing down notes and thoughts of your own. From the book, that My Living Will, this builds on your thought today. The dad talks about, he starts to talk, and they're having a family meeting. They're just kind of sitting around. He starts talking about the big moments of his son's life, hitting a home run that he was there for, the ride home with dad after practice, whatever. And the mom got upset, and he's like, he couldn't understand why she was getting upset. Well, she was the stay-at-home mom who did all the little things too along the way, but there weren't those huge moments. It's like getting you off to school, getting your lunch or whatever. And the thing that the analogy had was perfect. He said, I was there for big home runs. He might have had 7 home runs. She was there for 100 singles. And that's that little moment you're talking about, where all those little moments are just as important as those 7 home runs. And that's what I do with our coaches too. At the beginning of the year, when our coaches meet, the first thing I said, all right, celebrations. What happened in your program from last year to now? Give me a celebration. And coaches will stand up. And sometimes I'll have coaches that made it to the semifinals in the state tournament, but they thought they should have won it all, who won't stand up. And that drives me crazy, because you're not the singles that got you to that point. You didn't hit the home run, but those singles, those were still moments in your year that were great. You beat this person, or you came behind and won this game, or your team culture was fantastic. We have to celebrate. You're right. We have to celebrate those singles just as much as the home runs. And so I think you're right on. I love that thought, even more now than I did before.
Yeah.
I might go a different direction on that. I love what you guys are talking about, but honestly, my head went a different direction. You brought up the E + R = O earlier, and I think about the creating moments piece as being intentional in our journey. And we aren't always going to be able to control the events that happen to us, but it's going to be our response. If we're intentional about our response, then we can take whatever event, positive or negative, different way to phrase that, whether it's an event that's moving us towards our overall goals or an event that could create an obstacle in us getting to our overall goals or outcome we're trying to achieve. But our response is going to determine whether or not that moment is going to derail us or whether that moment is going to keep us moving forward and we'll be able to look back and celebrate it. And so I guess I think so much about when it comes to making, trying to think of the right way to say this, be intentional about making the moment rather than letting the moment drive you or make you. Does that make sense what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
So be real smart.
We can still make it a moment. We can still capitalize on that.
Yeah. To keep us moving forward towards the outcome we're trying to get to, being the best we can be through the platform of sports or through the platform of theater or fine arts or whatever you're engaged in trying to achieve an outcome with. It's going to be those moments along the way that are going to define how you get there, and our response to those is big. And we're either intentional and controlling our responses, or we're being haphazard and being blown all different directions and derailed by events. And so, taking control of moments maybe is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, good.
I like it. Yeah, I love that point.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Thanks, guys. And boy, it's been great. Thanks for taking the time with us, Steve. Steve, if people want to connect with you, follow you on Twitter, or if they have a question for you about the Patriot Way or your pit crew, how could they contact you?
You bet. Email's probably the easiest way. That'd be sdthrone, THRONE, @mpsomaha.org. Our Twitter account is MSHS Activities. I would love to share ideas with anybody at any time. That's how we grow. Like today, again, you guys do such a great job. I'm walking away with a handful of ideas and you've got me energized again for what we do. I've never lost that, but it's even more where now I'm gonna have a hard time going. I'm in Colorado. It's gonna be hard to go walk around the different things and not think about what we're gonna be doing in the fall. So I appreciate all you guys do. You do a fantastic job with your podcast and keep that up, because I know as ADs we count on you.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
And good luck to you this year at Millard South, you and the Patriots. We'll be following you and look forward to connecting with you down the road here sometime soon. But best of luck and God bless you out there.
Thanks. You guys take care. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Good luck in your games here coming up. You got a couple big games this week, I think, yet, don't you?
You got Liberty tonight in a softball regional final, and then we got Cedar Falls tomorrow night in a baseball sub-state final. So a couple big days for the Cougs.
All right.
All right. Good luck.
Good luck, Candy.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll catch you next time. In the meantime, be blessed.